Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you an introduction to the find method in MongoDB. I'm going to be using Mongo shell, so you'll want to open up your terminal or command line if you want to follow along. I'm just going to be using the built-in terminal in Visual Studio Code, so new terminal, and there we go. Now, before we can use the find method, we first have to create a database and put a document in that database. So let's get started on that. I already have a docker-compose.yaml file ready, so let's open up our MongoDB and Mongo Express containers by running docker compose up-d. Okay, now we've got our containers up and running. Now we write docker ps, and we're going to grab the container ID for MongoDB. Now, if you're on a Windows machine like me, you have to be careful because you can't click Control-C, okay? That is going to reset your terminal. So instead, what you're going to do is you're going to select it, right-click. Nothing's going to happen, but the next time you right-click, it's going to paste what you selected. So you're going to type docker exec -it, then paste the container ID, then bash. Then to fully connect to the database, write mongo, then mongodb : 2/ localhost : 27017, then -u, and then your username that you wrote in your docker-compose.yaml. I'm just using root user for now, -p, and then your password, and again, I'm just using root pass for now. Now we're going to create a database. So use, and let's call it my database. All right, now we're finally ready to insert our document. Now, I cheated a bit because, as you can see, I already have a document prepared in Visual Studio Code. And this document is an array of objects that's been set equal to a variable. I like cats, so I made a bunch of cats. We've got cat 1, whose age is 10 years, size is large, breed is Maine Coon, color is brown, coat pattern is tabby. Then we've got cat 2, age 6 months, size small, breed domestic shorthair, color orange and white, coat pattern tabby bicolor. Cat 3, age 5 years, medium size, Siamese seal point. Cat 4, age 18 years, a respectable age, small domestic shorthair, black and red tortoiseshell. We've got cat 5, age 2 years, large Abyssinian, and like most Abyssinians is a ruddy ticked tabby. And finally, we've got cat 6, age 8 years, size medium, domestic shorthair, black and white, tuxedo bicolor. So let's copy all of this and paste it into the terminal. And remember, if you're on Windows, you're just going to right-click. And it's asking me if I'm sure I want to paste 68 lines of text into the terminal, which is very considerate. Yes, I do. Okay, great. Now we're going to type db.mycollection.insertMany, and then the name of the variable, which in this case was cats. Great, so now we have our cats. Let's just check to make sure these cats are in our database by opening up our browser and going to localhost 8081. And it looks like we've got my database, and then my collection, and yep, here are our cats. Awesome. Now let's start using the find method. First, let's just see what happens if we use it without any parameters. So db.mycollection.find, and let's also pretty it up. So let's add .pretty to the end of it. And if we scroll up a bit, we can see that it returned all of our cats in full. So that's what the find method does. It finds and returns fields from our documents according to the parameters we pass in. Since we didn't pass in any parameters, it returned everything. So now let's try passing in some parameters. The first parameter is our query criteria, and in this parameter we can specify what documents we want to look at according to whether or not they meet the criteria we pass in. So let's try only looking at cats that have a tabby coat pattern. So we would write db.mycollection.find and then curly braces and then pass in coat pattern tabby. And then let's pretty it up. Okay, and so that returned 3 cats, cat 1, cat 2, and cat 5, which is our 3 tabbies. Now let's look at the second parameter. The second parameter is our projection, and this is where we specify what fields we want this method to return from the documents we've looked at. Right now, since we didn't pass in anything to this parameter, it just returned those 3 cats in full. Let's try asking for breed and color. So the way we do that is we start the same way we always do, db.mycollection.find, curly braces, coat pattern, tabby, breed, colon, and then 1. And then if we want to return color as well, we add color, colon, and 1. And the reason we write 1 is because it's basically a binary. So when we write 1, that means yes, we want to return this field. If we wrote 0, that would mean no, don't return this field, okay? So let's test it out. Make sure to close out the find method, and of course, we'll pretty it up. Okay, so now we can see clearly that our 3 tabbies are a brown Maine Coon, an orange and white domestic shorthair, and a ruddy Abyssinian. Cool. Now let's try testing out what I said about inputting 0 instead of 1. Let's try asking for everything except the breeding color. So we're going to type the exact same thing, except we're going to type 0 instead of 1. So db.mycollection.find, curly braces, coat pattern tabby, curly braces, breed 0, color 0, closing parentheses, and pretty. And as you can see, it returned cats 1, 2, and 5 without the breeding color, just like we thought it would. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you can see how the find method allows us to search for documents and even specific fields within our documents that match the filters we pass in as parameters. If you liked this video, or even if you just like cats, please leave a thumbs up and a comment down below, and I'll see you next time.